nerveux
Ah oui.
rendu à pratiquer, tout ça, parce qu'il y a du monde, c'est sûr, comme dans les années antérieures, je suis vraiment surpris que c'est pas arrivé cette année, mais il y a du monde qui lâchait parce qu'il s'inscrivait, puis il savait pas dans quoi il s'enrôlait, là, rendu à pratiquer, il y avait le track, puis il voulait pas pratiquer avant du monde, même si c'était des autres acteurs, parce qu'il avait peur comme que les autres ils rient de leurs
Ouais,
gestes.
moi, c'est
Comme
ça.
c'est pas quelque chose à rire, mais comme c'est de l'effort qu'ils mettent. Mais juste le conseil que je donnerais, c'est si tu as vraiment la volonté pour le faire, si tu as vraiment le goût, c'est de continuer. Puis tout le monde est capable de le faire. Si moi je suis capable de le faire, tout le monde est capable de le faire, là.
Bon. Bonne manière de dire ça. C'est la confiance. Mais je te remercie, puis je te félicite encore.
Ben, bienvenue.
Ça a
C'est un
été.
grand plaisir de venir parler. En plus, je passe à la télévision.
C'est ça. J'ai visité ton monde pendant une partie de l'année, puis là, je t'invite à venir voir le mien, mon petit monde.
Ouais,
On est fait pour parler au monde en famille. Merci beaucoup, Matt.
pas de problème, là.
Bon, c'est que les gens à la maison, comme je dis, là, si vous avez pogné sans cérémonie, puis vous n'avez pas eu la chance de voir la pièce, vraiment, là, essayez parce que c'est quelque chose. Ça a été vraiment une soirée extraordinaire. Puis je dis pas juste ça parce que, comme je dis, j'étais coordinatrice, mais vraiment, c'était bon. Je vous invite à l'écouter. Merci. Bonne semaine. Bye.
La réalité des uns n'est pas celle des autres et nous le savons. Voilà pourquoi Revenu Québec crée de nouveaux produits de plus en plus adaptés à votre profil. De nouveaux formulaires d'impôt sur mesure pour certains, des déclarations électroniques pour d'autres et même des services en ligne pour les entreprises. Consultez le site Internet de Revenu Québec. Des solutions de plus en plus adaptées à votre réalité.
Hi there, I'm back again. This time we're on to a completely different subject. The last time I was here, it seems I was just talking about somebody love session with the St. Valentine. Well, this time we're talking about our health, and when I say our health, our feet are our big issue. And here with me tonight is Jackie Dorval, who is a registered nurse who's going to talk about foot care. And believe it or not, some of us could be in danger in terms of our feet if we don't take care of them. So here with me tonight is Jackie Dorval, so I would like to welcome her. Hi, Jackie.
Thank you, Lisa.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Jackie, you're here to talk to us about our feet.
Yes.
I mean, we use our feet every day. You have to
certainly
walk on our
do.
feet.
And we abuse our feet every day.
And we abuse our feet. How do we abuse our feet? Why do you say that?
I think that one of the most important aspects of taking care of your feet is having proper footwear. And I certainly had my eyes opened when I went to take this course. I had no idea. I was wearing shoes that were at least one size too small for me. And apparently that's a common fault that all of us do. We should be wearing shoes that are much bigger.
Okay. How did you come about this, that you knew you were
well,
wearing?
They did a very simple exercise in class. They had all of us draw our feet, and I just drew mine.
Okay.
Prior to coming on. And this is my foot. And we took our shoe, and then we put our shoe on top of our foot. And this is one of my new old shoes. I'm buying my shoes much bigger now. But I could see the edges of my feet sticking out through my shoes. And
it didn't fit.
And it doesn't fit. And you shouldn't be able to see any of your foot. Your shoe should be covering your foot completely. And this isn't a bad shoe because it has a square box. But most of us try and wear a shoe. Our foot is thinner here with a wider depth width at between our toes. And most of us wear shoes that are wider at the heel and skinnier at the toes, which again is a real assault on your feet, and that will over time will cause your toes to become deformed and your nails to become deformed, and also cause problems like ingrown toenails.
Okay. The footwear, after people do this, they're going to draw their foot down, measure it out. Is there a special type of shoe they have to buy, or they just have to go bigger? They just have to...
Well, certainly you have to look at your shoe. There's a strike pattern that people walk with, and when you this is not a well-worn shoe, but you would see that there would be some wearing here, and then it would go up through the shoe. And then when people have an abnormal strike pattern, that's when you start looking at their shoe and thinking maybe they need something special inside their shoes. So, but certainly sneakers are one of the better shoe for your foot, and they don't necessarily always have to be really expensive sneakers.
Okay.
Some of the orthotics people who make custom insoles actually use cheap shoes to put their custom $300 orthotics in.
Oh, wow.
But some people will need orthotics. They'll need special insoles. But for most of us, just a good pair of good fitting shoes that give our toes some space.
To breathe.
Yep.
They need to breathe.
But not too big that they're moving in the shoe.
Okay. So what would people do for foot care? How would they take care of their feet in order for the proper shoes to be okay for them?
When you go to the store, if it's better always to go to a store that deals expressly with shoes.
Okay.
But if not, you have to go and look at your foot, look at the shoe, make sure that your foot nothing feels tight. I bought new shoes when I was on the course, and because there was a pterosis there. And it's the first time in my life that I bought new shoes that I didn't have to break in. You know, before I always bought shoes and they'd always hurt after, the first week, but then they would stop hurting. Well, these never hurt.
Because you bought to fit your feet.
To my feet.
Okay. Now, you're saying that if people buy a bigger shoe, but won't that be bigger in the back? Like when they walk, it seems funny on it. That's why, because you're going to buy a bigger shoe, you're going to walk, you're going to lose your shoe.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But it is an adjustment that you have to get into your head that, I thought I took size 6, I take size 7.
And they measure. You go buy a pair of shoes.
You can get them measured if you go to
They
a shoe
measure
store.
your feet.
Yeah.
So by them measuring, it's again more accurate to have your foot properly fitted in your shoe.
Mm-hmm. And then there are certain people who are of the population who are at risk, and they particularly need a good shoe. Okay. And those people are people with arthritis, people who have nail and foot deformities or problems, and diabetics.
And diabetics.
They present those people present special foot challenges.
Diabetics, I had heard before, because they swell up a lot. Is that correct? And because of their sugar level?
Well, there's many problems with diabetics, but
do you want to come back to the diabetics? Because I know you had told me you had a big issue on that.
Yes.
How do people take care of their feet. What should people do to take care of their feet?
You have to keep your nails trim, but not too short.
Okay.
If you, one of the faults that I like to cut my nails right down to the pink. All the white had to be gone. And I found out that this is not good. And that's one of the reasons people get ingrown toenails. You want to leave it just before the end of your toe. So you have to have a little bit of white there. And then keep them cut.
Square? Is that true? You're supposed to cut them square?
Not completely square, but you don't want to go in on the side. We cut them square and then file them down, just to have a little bit of a bevel, so they're not sharp.
Okay.
And certainly if you have calluses, you want to take at home, if you can do it yourself, a Dr. Scholl's pumice stone, and take those down just a bit at a time. And then if you have dry feet, put a nice cream, a Uramol type of cream is a good cream to use.
Okay. Now what about the people that get blisters on the bottom of their feet? What, like small blisters? Okay, your feet crack, your heels crack, but you get blisters. What does that cause from?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It might be too much perspiration and they need to control the wetness.
It's not because their feet is not breathing properly, or?
It could be. You'd have to sit down with that person and do a health history and find out maybe some of the medical problems that they have, the kind of shoes that they wear, the kind of job that they're doing. It's not an easy answer. You'd have to.
What about using the foot massages, the machines?
I've never used one.
Okay.
So, but
are they recommended? Are they okay? Or
they're not recommended.
Why?
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not.
They could be recommended.
Okay.
I've never heard anybody recommend them. We finish a foot care session. Most of the foot care that I do are on people who can't cut their own nails.
Okay.
And certainly I finish the session with a nice foot massage. So there's nothing wrong with a good foot massage if you can find someone to give you one.
That's true. Everybody likes that. It's so relaxing. And do you put on some type of moisturizing lotion on them after you're done?
I think, we go for the non-perfumed, a Uramol, which is helps with any itching, and it's a nice creamy cream. But I know people that use vitamin E creams.
Okay. Yeah. What about athletes' feet, stuff like that?
Funguses, yeah. They're very, very difficult to control. If you're young and healthy, there is medication, but for most people, the medication is contraindicated, especially many people who get funguses in their feet also maybe have other health problems.
Okay.
Or taking other medications, and that medication is contraindicated with it. They can't take it. Therefore, you try to control the infection topically. So you have to be very diligent.
Okay.
Keep your feet dry, keep the medication on, and try not to let it spread. But they're very difficult. They present a difficult challenge.
Okay. I've heard before that they tell you not to walk around in your house bare feet and outside bare feet. Why? I know there's probably particles or maybe something outside I can understand, but in your home, why couldn't you? I don't know if this is true or not. I had heard this before, that they don't recommend you walk around your home bare feet.
I guess it depends why. For most people who are healthy and who have good sensation in their feet, certainly wearing sandals in the summertime can give you calluses, and going around bare feet might give you a thicker skin. I think the challenge is when people have decreased sensation. People that usually come for foot care to a foot care nurse are people, again, with really thick nails and they can't cut their own nails, or that have toe deformities that make it very difficult for them to take care of their nails. Sometimes they have arthritis and they can't bend over to get their nails. But most of the people we see are diabetics. And diabetics have 3 major problems that put their feet at risk. They have poor circulation, they have decreased sensation in their feet, and they have very poor healing. And for those people to walk around bare feet is very dangerous.
Yeah, I can see. Why do diabetics need special care?
Because often what might be a small nick in their foot won't heal and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then leads to amputation. And there is a program that was put into place. Surgeons started to notice that when they were doing amputations, the history of the person was usually a diabetic, and that often it started with a very small injury to the foot. And they started to do a test called, as part of the LEAP program, Lower Extremity Amputation Prevention. And we take this tool, it's called a monofilament.
Okay.
This is a 75-gram monofilament. The one that I use is 10 gram, and that is the standard. And we go
And what does it do?
We touch the foot
Okay.
in 10 spots. Your big toe, the middle toe, and the baby toe. And then the head here of the what we call the metatarsal head. So again, right underneath the big toe, the middle toe, and the baby toe.
Okay.
Then the inside of your instep, the outside, the heel, and then on the top. And when we're doing this, we also explain to the client, they close their eyes, and when they feel the sensation, they let us know. Diabetics often have reduced sensation,
Okay.
and sometimes they don't feel it. And this gives them a really good idea. When they don't feel that point, they start to realize, oh my God, I really don't feel
Feel it.
that. When they feel less than 4 of the picks, and they're not really picks if you feel that.
Oh, no.
No,
Nothing.
it's not a pick, and that puts them at great risk.
Wow.
Often you hear stories of people putting on their shoe and their grandchildren left a piece of Lego in it or a little toy, and they walk around all day and they
Didn't know.
don't feel that.
They have no sensation.
No sensation left. And then because of the poor circulation and the poor healing, right away they sustain an injury. By the time they take their shoe off, there's something happening there, and that makes them at risk.
So, you know, they can't feel that. So I imagine they can't feel heat and cold as well.
No. So they have to test
Wow.
their water before they get into a
That's
bath
right.
with their hand. One of the things that we teach clients to do is that they should inspect their feet daily. Have a look. If they can't look at their feet themselves, they should have somebody else look at them every single day. If there's any small injury, spot, black spot, red spot, they should report it to their health professional.
Okay.
And also as well, before they put their shoes on, put their hand in their shoe and check their shoe.
Because they can't feel.
No,
So they need
each
to.
and every single time.
Wow. That's quite a big precaution.
Yeah,
Everything. for
and
them.
they've had a good success rate. People that do this diligently sustain less foot injuries.
Wow. That's
So, and why it's recommended for diabetics to get their nails done by a professional is often they will maybe cut their own foot or tear a nail, and then they have
bleed.
this small injury, and that's where it all starts.
It starts from there. Huh. That's really amazing because I didn't realize that for diabetes, how it affects them, and they really need to take care. We need to take care of ourselves. You know, we're adults, and sometimes we neglect to do things. But as diabetics, they should have somebody really be cautious.
If they don't take care of their feet are precious to them, and if they don't take care of them, they're more at risk
Wow.
of losing them.
That's quite something. You know, my husband, he really was unfortunate when he was younger. He had, out of his 2 feet, 8 ingrown toenails.
Oh my God.
He had 8, and his mom used to cut them and cut them. And when I started going out with my husband, I couldn't believe it. I thought that was the most ugliest sight I'd ever seen because they were most times black.
Okay.
And he tried everything. He had went into a clinic. He tried everything. And he soaked his feet. You're going to laugh, but this was somebody had told him this. He soaked his feet in the foot massager in Javix.
Okay.
And it's almost like was burning it off. And he soaked that every night, 20 minutes or half an hour for almost a full month. And after that, it disappeared.
Really?
He had no sign of anything, and to this day, he's never had it.
Wow.
It's really weird. Like, somebody had told him that, and I said, Javix, I said, oh my God, I had a really bad feeling about it. I said, you burn it. And he put a little bit in at a time, and of course he had a lot of water, mind you. It wasn't just pure Javix. And that's what happened. It's like it healed it right up.
No, there are some
Weird.
Some wounds that are infected that we use Javix. It's a solution of Javix, not pure Javix.
No, he didn't use pure.
No, but it's to kill the bacteria.
Wow.
It's used in
It worked.
dressings.
It worked because, like I said, 8 were black. And the full nail, it's